Hello and welcome back. We will start from where we left off previously. In the previous part, we looked at the basics of Python functions. You will be able to see the link to that in the top right corner of this video. In this part, we'll focus on actual examples of functions and we will go through 4 different examples to get on some hands-on experience. Alright, so let's begin. Our first example will be to create a function to retrieve Python key using its value from a dictionary. Normally we are able to access value of an item using its dictionary by doing the dictionary name and then in square brackets we type in the key. Let's create a sample dictionary. Dictionaries were covered in detail in another video. Link should be available on the screen. So let's create a sample dictionary, which is let's say my_dict equals, we type in the city name and then we type in state separated by a colon, both within single quotes. Right, so we have 3 values in it. We have the city name Raleigh, the state NC, then Chicago, Illinois, and then for Detroit we have Michigan as the state. Just create the dictionary and let's take a look at our dictionary. So as you can see here, it shows our dictionary has been created with my_dict and we can see the 3 items. So this is a key value, and this is a key value pairs, which normally what dictionary is. Right, so let's access value of an item by its key. So to do that, we would say we type in dictionary name my_dict, then we open a square bracket and then we give the key name, which is in this case Raleigh, and the result of this should be NC, which is the value for it. So we type in the dictionary name. So let me add a comment here. So dict name and then in square brackets we type in the key name. This should return you the value of it from the dictionary. Now the problem is that Python does not provide a built-in method to get a key from value within a dictionary, so we want to do the opposite of it. So let's say we would like to type in, let's try it out. So we say dictionary name and then C, and it's giving us an error that this key does not exist, obviously because it's trying to find this value from this list and then from the keys and then return its value. Since it's a value, not a key, we would have to figure out a different way to do it. Let's try a function to be able to get a key from a value in a dictionary. So first thing we will do is let's take a look at how we can loop through the dictionary and access its keys and values simultaneously. Right, so we do that by starting out a loop and we access the individual keys and values for the whole dictionary. So let's say for sake of simplicity, I'm just using X and Y for now. I'll change this later on. So for X and Y in, and then we type in the dictionary name. So this is my_dict, and then we put in dot items. So the items method returns us the both keys and values from the dictionary. So we just simply say print X and Y, and right, so okay, so you can see here that it's printing the keys and values for it. We can make it better by using F strings. So we start by typing F, we open double quotes, and then here we say key is, and close this in curly braces, and here we say value is, and close this in curly braces as well. And now we press enter, and as you can see now it's more readable. Says key is Raleigh, values NC, key is Chicago, values Illinois, IL, key is Detroit, values MI, Michigan. And this is how you can access the keys and values from the dictionary. So now we know that we can access the keys and values. Let's write out an if statement. Let me comment this out. Right, I'm also going to replace the variable names so they make more sense. So we're gonna say is dict_key and dict_value. All right. Okay, so now what we're going to do is we will open up a loop and we will say if, we're just going to hard code some value in it just for testing purpose. So we write out the value NC, if NC value equals dict_value. Right, so it's saying is if NC value is equal to the dictionary value, so in the first iteration it will match up. So when it does, we will say print and return the key, so dict_key. Let's run this. As you can see, now it's matching up the value, and wherever in the loop it matches the value, it's returning its key. So Let's say if I change this to IL, this should return us Chicago. Right, so we say def and then we give a good function name. So we say get underscore key as our function name, and then round brackets we give it a parameter name. So we'll say, let's say value to check. Right, so we give a parameter value to check. This will be our input. So we type in colon, and now you can see that this is giving us a red line. It says expected indented block. So we need to indent all of this because this is falling within this function, and Python uses indentation to tell whether the code block is falling within the function or outside of it. So we say if instead of IL, now we are going to replace this with the value to check, and then it says, and then we say print. Instead of print, we will say return, and we say return dict underscore key. So this will be our return from this function. So let's run this function. Now test it out. So we type in the function name, and then in input we pass in the value, and let's see if it's able to return the key from it. So get key, we type in nc, and we can see that it is giving us Raleigh as the key for this item. So if we want to change and test it out, we say mi. It should give us Detroit. Okay, so this works, but problem is, let's say if we type in a key which is not available here, this will not return anything. Right, so we can see that the FL value is not available in this dictionary, but this function is not returning anything, but it's not giving us an error either, which is misleading. So what we'll do is, here we will say if this value does not match, then return key value pair does not exist in dictionary. So let's type it out, and we see that now we get this value, but for situations where we have the value, this should give us the key for it. Alright, so this wraps up the video on function example 1. Next part will cover example 2 and 3. I hope you enjoyed the video and learned something new. I'll see you in the next video. Thank you.